Stop sensationalizing history. You don't need to do that. History by itself, as it is, way better than any soap opera, drama, fantasy you're ever going to get. The Romanovs. One of them was a sex obsessed woman who had multiple pieces of furniture which featured life size penises. Not enough for you? Okay, how about this one? A few of the cousins, the female cousins that were arrested with the Romanovs at the time of the Russian Revolution, they killed themselves to try to avoid being raped. They even threw themselves down mines. Oh, and guess what? The Romanov children themselves, the young women, and even Alexei the boy, yeah, they got the Jeffrey Dahmer treatment, the Ted Bundy treatment, if you know what I'm saying. Moving on, Alexander the Great. Absolutely, absolutely, as basically every Greek did. Well, he wasn't Greek, he was Macedonian, but it's close enough. Totally having homoerotic adventures. But that's not even the coolest thing. The coolest thing was Alexander the Great's mother, Olympia. She used to walk around wearing furs, like wild man furs, to intimidate people. And she was a part of a cult where it was said that they danced with snakes, that they slept with snakes in their bed, and they would wear big giant snakes when they would come out to intimidate people. Alexander the Great's mom, super cool. She also apparently probably killed a woman to clear the way for her son and a baby. Next, the plagues, specifically the plagues in Europe and the UK. You thought COVID was bad. We've already done it. The whole COVID thing, we literally already did it, and we've done the same stupid shit every time. Ancient Egypt. Did you know that there was a pharaoh who spent his time as pharaoh building a huge wall along one of the borders of Egypt? Yeah, that's right. He built a huge wall along one of the borders of Egypt, and the goal was to keep out these foreigners. And the reason that he did that is because all these foreigners were coming into Egypt, and the culture was starting to change. And the pharaoh went, well, that can't happen because the current culture, that culture worships me and it gives me power and money. So we can't have that. So he built a wall and he villainized the foreigners to try to preserve the culture of Egypt, aka his power, like 3,000 years ago. Britain, BC. Oh, you think that these were just cave people running around in pelts with axes? Honey, there were mining operations. Prehistoric people used to mine beneath the earth for certain minerals. And it's way crazier than that. Like, literally, please, if you have a certain picture of, like, British history, please read this book. Please. The Burning Times. People literally being burnt alive in front of a live studio audience for their beliefs. You don't get more dramatic than that. Did you know that there was actually one that happened in France where the woman, during the like big Huguenot persecution and massacre in Paris, she had the baby burned out of her. She was thrown on a fire and then she went into labor and the baby popped out on the fire. Game of Queens, when Marguerite of Navarre's daughter went, she is a psycho bitch who beats me and tortures me and forced me to get married to a man who was horrific, even though she sits and tries to tell people that she's a champion of women. Marguerite's the devil. Literally, you want to talk about mother-daughter drama and propaganda? This is the book. All of that to say, you don't need to sensationalize history. Actual history, as it happened, is way more interesting than anything you can make up. So learn your real history, because it'll make you a better person.